When you become closer to God, there are all sorts of attacks you're going to experience. It's the phenomenon you're definitely going to take notice of, where these attacks and disturbances and interferences become stronger and stronger and more prominent in a way where you can't deny it at this point. It's just so evident that these are attacks. That when you get closer to the Most High, you will definitely be the target. But that's to also say, you have to strengthen yourself in all aspects of life, and that actually means that being conscious about the relationships you choose as well. And it is possible to build such a strong covenant with the people that you have relationships with, not just romantic relationships, but just any relationship, right? Which is another thing that you should pay attention to, by the way. If you're truly close with God, you're not meant to do this alone. Like, of course, at first you're going to go through like a period of isolation and separation, and maybe it's a sign that you are not surrounded by the right people, situations. Then of course God is going to isolate you, and you are going to want to isolate yourself because you're going to realize the situations you're surrounded by are not the type of people or circles that you want to surround yourself with. But eventually, as you stay committed on this path, you are going to find your people. Again, that's also how you know that you are on the right path when it comes to strengthening your faith, strengthening your spirit, testifying before the Most High, God, universe, source. That being said, right, as these attacks endure, these relationships that now you have surrounded yourself with, they're going to be the target for attacks, but they're still going to remain strong. Why? Because these are relationships that you are fostering under the guidance and care of God. What I'm trying to say here is that you don't have anything to worry about as long as you know that God is truly at the center of your life. These relationships that are going to be tested are still going to stand strong. Goes to my next point, is that if any relationships falls apart as you center God in your life, it means that those relationships are not strong enough to withstand. Now, this is a part that a lot of people don't know about, and they don't really recognize this because it's easier to recognize these types of attacks and forces when it's happening outside of you, but it's the attacks on your mind. You're going to experience these attacks on your psyche, and what I mean by that is it's going to manifest in the form of self-doubt, self-limiting beliefs, or even these self-sabotaging thoughts and feelings. So for example, let's say that you just recently found a really incredible connection or relationship, a partnership with someone, whether it was for a romantic relationship or business or friendship, whatever it is, right? But a very powerful connection that you feel like incredibly good about. But then these thoughts are going to come into your mind where they're telling you, oh, this person's going to hurt you, leave you, or it's going to make you feel like you're not good enough, or something's going to happen. Like these basically destructive thoughts that are going to make you anxious, they're going to make you feel doubtful and even like scared, and basically make you question this journey that you're on right now. Like all the things that you've built, even this connection could be a manifestation of what you attracted into your life based on your covenant with God. But now, right, because I already told you, right, the attacks outside of your life, if they cannot reach you, now they reach your subconscious psyche. And you have to understand, this is why that you have to continuously forge yourself and forge your spirit. This journey with God is a very meticulous process, by the way. The closer that you become to God, again, all these frivolous disturbances and interferences outside of you, like yes, those might be easier to deal with, and even the way that your relationships around you, the people around you are going to be tested, like that might even be easy, that's fine. But when your mind becomes the target of these attacks, you're not always going to know that's actually happening because you can't always discern your thoughts as to like how real, like what are your real thoughts, because most people don't question their own thoughts, and this is why people become self-destructive. This people self-sabotage, and then over there on top of that, you start to somehow intellectualize these things happening, and then you start to confuse them for your intuition, or you think that these negative thoughts are always like your gut feeling, when in reality, no, these are attacks, and you're getting attacked right now. This is not a religious talk, by the way. I should have clarified in the very first place. When I talk about these things, I'm never promoting any religion. Like, I'm just speaking truthfully. Like, I'm just speaking directly from the source. As the source, you know, I'm just speaking the word without involving any affiliation of religion or system into it. It's truth, right? That being said, always have the courage to question yourself, even those things that trespass into your psyche, your own mind, because you have to understand this. You're not your vessel. You are your soul consciousness, you're your spirit. But that also means that this body that you're residing inside, this is also the body where the other energies can also take over. And this is why you have to have a very strong grasp of your own consciousness and on your own system in divine communion with God, because when that's powerfully connected, nothing else matters, because you're going to recognize the difference between an interruption, interception, and truth. Okay, that's why I say, also, by the way, did you just realize, I mean, I just realized this, but are you guys noticing this? It was very cloudy just now, right? So why is it all of a sudden very sunny? I'm confused, and there's suddenly so many more people here. It's almost like I just jumped through timelines as I was talking about these things, because the sun just came out. It was so cloudy earlier. If you guys are watching this with me in this video, right? Anyways, that being said, this is how you know this message is supported by the source, God, the universe. So always make sure that you're checking yourself, increasing your prayers and faith. And I'm not talking, once again, it's not about worshiping God, or it's not out of your worship towards religion. It's more understanding what it means to truly stay connected to your faith. And yeah, God approves of this message.